Goodness gracious.
I wish I was less pale.
Yeah, you mean
Yeah. I would have more definition. Like it just looks like a shape. That's how pale I am. Sidney does it. He's like, you can see lines and curves and shit.
See all this, dude. I'm like, listen. I get nervous when I go through hoods that I'm not.
Oh man, you
Dude,
sweating?
I was in my car, sweating my ass,
dude.
Every stop sign and stoplight, I was like, this is where it ends. This is where it ends.
That's funny because I saw a dead guy on the way here, and I did not. I was like, oh wow, another dead guy. Yeah. I was like,
I just wanna see what this looks like real quick.
Whoa, look at you.
Yeah. Holy shit, these cameras are beautiful.
Yeah, dude. They do a lot for people with melanin. They don't do anything for people who are stark fucking white.
Can you give me a job reference and improve my credit score?
Maybe. I don't know. You might be talking to the right guy, or the guy who also cannot get a credit score improvement whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, you are the blackest white guy there is.
Is that? Wow, that's nice. That's pretty sick. Pull that can to it.
Pull that over.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Danny. Oh, fuck yeah. Did you hear? Apparently they discovered that now chimps are going through menopause.
So now chimps are on their last nerve? So chimps are getting blacker, is what you're saying? That's okay.
Yeah, they discovered because they saw a woman chimp or a lady chimp, a woman chimp. They saw a woman chimp. They saw a female chimp looking at
an auntie chimp.
Yeah, just looking at a reflection in the river, crying. It's like, oh no.
That's what she was doing.
No, they were like. That would be so funny. It's like, yo, just a fucking listless look through, like, just like staring out of a pen. Like, what is wrong with that chimp? Like, that chimp. No, stop. Stop with this foolishness. And then fucking crying so much.
Yeah. I mean, but you can't expect chimps to be able to have kids forever.
That is true. You know what? I never thought about that. Yeah. I always think that, like,
you never thought about chimp menopause?
I never thought, you know what it is? I never thought about chimps. Actually, Danny, no. I had not thought about the menstrual cycles of primates. Which, you know what? Now that I do think about it, it's got to happen. It's funny because today I was hanging out with a friend. I dropped some crap off at her house. Her cat is in heat. Mm-hmm. I have never seen a hornier cat in my life. Like, horned the fuck up. Every time I sat down on the couch, the cat rested its ass on my foot and was presenting its cat vagina.
So instead of saying meow, she looked at you like, what that dick?
Yeah, it's like, yo, get it. Get it.
Yeah.
Get it. And it is so crazy when a cat's trying to get you to fuck it. Part of you is like, should I?
I mean, it's almost rude to not even like grind it a little bit. Can you grind?
Well, that was the thing. I kept doing this with my foot, like pumping. I was just like, I'll give you a little something.
Yeah, you gotta get a little something.
But the cat was like, wow, like almost like gagging on an invisible dick while I did it, and I was like, this is the craziest. I've never seen a cat that horny.
Yeah, he said, "What, you afraid of pussy?"
It was like, yeah, what's wrong? You gay?
Yeah,
you gay? Yeah. You gay now? I didn't think about it, but yeah, I never think about. In my head, I think animals can just give birth forever. You know what I mean? Like, because I know people who've had older dogs, like that are like 15 or 16. Some young dog comes and gets them pregnant, so there are complications.
Okay,
but like they still give birth to fucking puppies. I never thought about how, you know, a dog's vagina or uterine. Hold all the ovaries. I never thought about.
Yeah, I just assume everything stops being able to.
Not me, man.
Yeah,
not me, man. I think like whales can fuck forever. The way I look at it is like, yo.
Well, I'm not saying they can't fuck.
No, well,
that's a whole different.
You know,
all
right. I'm just saying if a whale comes in another whale, and the whale is like 119 years old, like what is age in whale years? You know what I mean? You know how like we have dog years? A dog at 15 is easily like 76 years old in human years.
Yeah,
What
I
is
don't
a
think
whale?
that's the math, but go ahead.
Yeah, all right, shut up.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like, what is?
It would be 105, but go ahead.
Whatever,
Yeah, we're
dude.
good.
Fuck. Either way, the way I look at it is like if a whale's 110, like when does that pussy get all dried up?
I don't know.
And
if
when the
pussy gets
whales
dried
dick-
up in the ocean.
When is dick? Well, dude, it's got to dry up. I'm trying to think. Have you ever fucked in
That's probably how sand is made.
what whale
You
pussy?
dry whale pussy. They just beach and like.
Dude, actually, I'm gonna start telling people that from now on. Every time I'm on the beach, just hold up, like, see this? All whale pussy. That's old whale pussy.
Yeah, that's
there.
menopausal whale pussy.
Yeah,
right there.
that's what happens when whales go on menopause. They actually create sand. And that's what the term sand in your vagina comes from. When you have menopause, you got whale sand in your big gaping gash.
That all makes sense. That all checks out.
That actually sounds airtight as shit.
Yeah.
If someone told me that, I wouldn't disbelieve it. That sounds pretty.
I mean, we just made it up, and it's the only thing I believe in
It sounds
life.
pretty believable. And I've had people on this podcast that would definitely believe that if I said that.
Yeah.
I've had people, if I said, like, did you know that sand is actually made up of, like, when a whale's pussy dries out? it withers and then falls to the bottom of the ocean, and then, like, all that what is it called? Ocean snow. All that snow actually rises back up and then washes on shore. And that's where we
Cream
get-
rises to the
yeah,
top.
yeah.
That's whale cream.
That's how, dude, whale cream. Whale cream sounds so disgusting. If you were a nature documentarian, just like, yo, that whale just cream.
Yeah.
Yo, it's whale cream.
So what made scientists start like assessing it? Like, where they saw chimps with shower caps on. And they were like,
Just moody chimps
Yeah.
the whole time. It's like, what's up with that fucking monkey?
Yeah.
Very, very, very upset about nothing. What happened is like the male chimp comes home and he's just like, they just saw male chimps doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
What did I do?
what
Yeah.
fuck, and then running. That's why male chimps start to get bald. It's because their hands start running through their hair, and they're just like, God damn it, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her.
Yeah.
That's
No, see, I'm very cautious about these animal studies and the way that they're conducting these experiments, because I just recently read an article about mice, and they were saying we're starting to understand that mice might have a consciousness. It's like, why did we think they didn't?
I think we didn't think that they did because we do terrible shit to mice. I think that's why. I think it's
I
easier
don't plan on stopping.
It's easier to
Like, consciousness doesn't. Their consciousness isn't going to stop me from finding them disgusting and wanting them out of my life. Like, I'm not going to stop murdering mice because they have consciousness.
Yeah, but it would make you feel better if you found out that every mouse you killed was like a rapist or like a terrible mouse.
I mean, dude,
Like if you knew that every mouse, when you set a trap, the only mice that would go for it are like the really bad pieces of shit mice.
Ooh.
Not a mouse that's just trying to feed its family
No.
and take things back. It's just like, yo, that fucking mouse.
But I
sucks.
feel like if they have consciousness, then everything that they're doing to me is on purpose.
Well, I mean, all right. I see.
so
where
You're
think-
vandalizing my food. You're shitting on my counters.
yeah, you think consciousness and spite go hand in hand?
Yeah. You gotta have consciousness to have spite. And I'm gonna assume it works both ways.
Could you imagine you catch a mouse in a trap and he's like, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing.
Oh, you got me.
Oh, dude, if you find it, you throw him away, and his last words like, enjoy that food. Like, just like kind of laughs, like, enjoy your chips.
Yeah, fuck you, pussy.
I may have left something there.
Yeah, I shit in the cereal bag, dickhead.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like, well, the plague's coming back.
You may have won the war.
Yeah, it's like, we will come back in greater numbers. You cannot kill me.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, it's so here's how they decided that mice have consciousness.
They.
So the scientists made these VR goggles
For mice?
For mice. Dude, you know how fucking pissed off that made me? I've never even put a VR headset on yet. Like, I've never been in a situation where I got to experience VR, and these mice are getting it for free.
That's fucking lame.
So they put these VR goggles on mice, and they simulated them being out in the field, and then all of a sudden a bird flying overhead, and then the mice tried to run. Like, they try to get away from the potential threat.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, these motherfuckers might be conscious.
Well, I think if you put a then again, Sidney, if I've had VR goggles on and someone's like, "Yo, you're falling off a cliff," I would start flapping around like a maniac. I've seen people with them on try to walk a tightrope like through then they fall off. I think it's just instinct to survive.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
But
It's
is
like,
that conscious? That's just instinct.
so I believe that everything that is living has consciousness. And when I kill a mouse, I prefer for it to be like an upstanding citizen. I want to feel like I am taking something's life.
So you just want to murder an animal.
Yeah, because I would never do it to a human. You know what I mean? And I need to get that fixed.
You have
somewhere.
Sidney, go hunting. For the love of God, get a bow, get a gun, go out and light a few deer up. You would make an excellent hunter.
I think I would.
I think you could do it.
I think I would. I
also think that you would be like, I don't need no gun. I don't need no
I'm
bow.
a knife guy.
I was just gonna say.
I'm a jumping out of the tree
You are
onto
a
the back
tree
and foot in the
knife
throat.
guy.
I'm Navy SEAL style,
Dude.
throat slit, chest stab.
That's the thing too. Is
Now
like
we have
just
venison.
seeing you arrested wearing like Wolverine claws. Like, oh fuck! It's like I don't have a permit for these. I did not think about this at all. Holy shit! This is the End Podcast with Ryan Shannon. I'm joined once again by the one and only Sidney Gantt. Thank you so much for being on the show. Where can they find you?
Oh, yeah. Check me out on all my social medias at SidneyGantt.com. I do my best work on Instagram. I'm starting to get my Twitter game, my X game is starting to come alive. I had some pretty good ones the other day. I'm really proud of the tweets that I had the other day.
Yeah. Give me a banger.
Well, so here's my next philosophical philosophical tweet that's coming out, right? A very short one. People don't get less creepy over time. Boom.
People don't get less creepy over time?
Nah, it doesn't happen.
What? I don't know.
Shaner?
I feel like every child is creepy, and either they grow out of it or they don't.
There you go. I think that's a very astute observation. I think every kid is inherently creepy, and then they grow out of it or they lean into
I
it.
think this is the wrong room to be making that argument for. Like, I feel like everybody in this room is considerably creepier than they were as kids. So anecdotally, I'm right.
What's creepy, dude? Name something that's creepy.
Yeah, it's great art.
Yeah, first off, whoa. That's not creepy. That's called artistic expression, dude. That's not creepy. That's the outlet, you know?
right.
You know? I don't hunt deer. I just make objects that I would love to kill a deer with. That's all I do.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. And you can also check out my my podcast, Chakra Poppers. let's finish the plugs.
Yeah, get them out of the way.
Yeah, check out Chakra Poppers. Just, if you're out there trying to be the best you can be and you know it's never going to happen, we're the podcast for you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you're off the weed.
I am, man. I'm completely straight edge.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel like I've been having like more boners lately.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
How many more boners would you say? Let's take it on a boner graph.
Yeah.
If you when you were smoking, how many boners a day would you get?
The unsolicited boners.
Unsolicited boners,
Probably
just like boners.
Like one or two.
All right. Yeah. And then without the devil's lettuce.
I'm probably up to like 6 boners a day. 6 unsolicited
boners a day?
Yeah.
Man, you have been strangling your penis with weed
I have been.
for the longest time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, are you the only one excited about those 6 boners?
I mean, I'm not right. This is the first time I've gone public about them.
So your wife has no idea you've just been getting
Dude,
boned up?
it's hard to talk to her about my boners because she thinks every boner conversation is me asking for more sex.
I get you.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm very happy with the amount of sex that we have. And anytime a conversation she thinks is about more sex, I get less sex.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So
you're forcing a square peg or a square boner for the most part.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, I'm trying to think of how many unsolicited boners I get a day. I would say like maybe 4 or 5.
Right?
4 or 5.
I think that's a
unsolicited
good
boners.
amount of boners for.
Now, are you one of those are you a morning wood boner guy? Or yeah. That to me, I think is kind of crazy that still happens. Like I'd never.
That's actually how I get out of bed.
Yeah, you should.
I propel myself off my boner.
I can't get out of bed. Not hard. I feel bad though because sometimes I'll get out of bed, you know, I have a roommate, so like he'll be downstairs like getting ready for work, and like I just like think instinctively to go downstairs and get coffee, and I will stand in my room like a fucking maniac waiting to go on stage, just like,
Yeah.
you done yet? You done yet?
Pacing back and
Just
forth.
trying to get the fuck, and then I'll go pee, and then peeing with a boner is also a fucking pain in the ass, like all the time.
Yeah, that's always a. But although I do like to pride myself in the creative manner that I find ways to piss with a bone.
Now, how do you do it?
I just like angle my body, you know.
Oh,
just, like,
you're one of those.
Yeah.
You do pee yoga.
yeah, tripod.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I totally get you. A lot of times I will like, if I am super rigid and I'm like, I got to be somewhere to be, and I don't feel like trying to bend my dick back and
Never
like,
bend your dick.
It's
That's
the
rude.
craziest thing. But I'm like, I got to pee. I will actually take my pants off and stand in the shower.
Yeah, I think you should
just-
always bend.
Yeah,
at the
I've
knees.
been switching to the tub as well.
Dude, the tub
I
is
just,
the way to
like,
go.
Just piss in the tub.
It's the way to go. It's just you like honestly, I will take my pants off completely and just stand there and just like rainbow my pee.
So
And it's like,
your boner does angle up.
oh yeah, dude, I got a fucking. It's almost got like an elbow in it. It's pretty sick. I call it the people's elbow.
We the people.
It's pretty sick.
Now, do you think that's from hiding it in the waistband? Because
You know-
that's my theory.
so
'Cause I
that-
was always through the waistband instinctively.
Yeah, so you were a uptucker when
Yeah.
I get you, and I don't think I'm not willing to bet that that's not the way it is. I just
Yeah.
think like how long have you been like bending your penis to give it like an elbow like that?
I haven't really seen too many first world eyes boners to know whether or not this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of untrained boners out there that we have no idea how they're boning up.
Yeah, that is a good point. That's almost as good as a point as mouse mice have a cow. like everyone's got some really astute points.
Did you know that boners have consciousness?
Yeah, I knew that when I put VR goggles on my boner, Sidney. I knew it right away because my dick was not hard, and then a bird tried to take it away, and it got rigid as fuck.
Let's go.
And I was like, "Whoa, this guy knows what he's saying." I was like, "Dude, that would be." Do you think now? I know a lot of people have said it's like a very common joke. I know women who name their. Were you ever a dick name guy? Like, did you ever name your dick?
Nah.
Or were you one of those guys?
Nah.
I've never thought.
I didn't.
To do
I've
that.
never named them.
I've never thought about it. But if your dick could have a voice, what do you think it would sound like?
Yeah. My dick would sound like Bruno Mars. I have an R&B dick, I think.
You know what I don't like about that answer is how quickly you answered. Like you didn't even think about it.
I'm not high no
at
more.
all.
I
You're
don't
just like,
smoke anymore.
yeah.
Everything is coming out of me. Everything's coming out of me.
Man, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So how long has it been since no?
About almost 17 days. Shayner, I'm a numbers guy. Now that I'm not smoking weed, I'm back to being a numbers guy.
It just goes to show how I do not know how drugs work at all. Like in my head, I'm like, yeah, dude, if I've been smoking weed for like my whole life, and it would take me 4 months for my brain to know exactly what my dick would sound like.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if you had asked me that when I stopped drinking, it would have been like, yo, what's your dick sound like? My brain would be like, man, I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, I know
Ask
exactly.
me 6 months from now. Yeah,
My boner would be like, leave the door open. That's my...
that's pretty. I think my dick sounds like fucking ZZ Top. It's like, ow, 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 ow. It's, like I think my dick sounds like a grizzled veteran. I don't think it sounds anything good. I don't think my dick has any smooth, velvety voice whatsoever. I would love my dick to sound like Prince. That would be sick.
The artist formerly known as your boner.
As my boner. It's got assless chaps over the balls.
Yes.
It's like, dude, it's like, yeah, my dick is a symbol. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's the curly fucking whatever that is. I tried to figure out what that was for the longest time, what the symbol meant. And then someone told me that it was an androgynous symbol that represented both female and male spectrum.
I think that was pretty obvious, Shayner. You're an artist. How did you not pick that up right away?
Well, I'm not the artist formerly known as Prince, dude. I didn't know.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not at all. I was like looking at it like, yeah, that's a weird fucking, that's just fucking.
I immediately, even as a kid, was like, that's like the male and the female sign kind of put
Nah,
together.
not me. I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
I also thought for the longest time Prince was gay.
He's not gay. Prince is beyond sexuality.
See, in my head, that's gay.
He is.
I would say that he is sexuality.
All right.
he
All
is.
right.
Prince is sex.
Shut up,
Yeah.
dude. Like when I see a dude, I'm like, oh man, Prince is gay. But then I'm pretty sure Prince would start talking to me. I'd be like, yo, this guy fucks me and shit.
Dude, I promise you, if Prince fucked you, you wouldn't be gay.
I support that statement.
Thank you. Yeah. That's my next tweet, actually.
Dude, that's every guy's out.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I only had sex with Prince. And everyone's like, yo, no, that's fine.
All right, well, that's
fine,
man.
dude. That doesn't make you gay.
You're actually straighter.
Somehow you sucked Prince's dick and you're like, I am a pussy hound now. That's the conversion therapy they make people do. This is
Suck Prince's dick.
You gotta just suck Prince's dick. It's the only way you.
It's like a breathalyzer to see how gay or straight you are.
You blow into it, it's like.
Yeah. How quick can you make Prince come?
Yeah, dude. Can you walk this straight line? You're not. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, I think I never thought about Prince just being sexual. Then again, it's like, when you're a kid growing up and you have this idea of like, yo, men are this and men are that. And then you see Prince, and this is also coming off of like Michael Jackson. I remember I would watch like videos of Michael Jackson and he'd be like dancing around chicks. I'm like, there's no way.
Well, he's gay.
Yeah, of course he's
like
gay.
Prince is orgasm.
Sure. What is Michael though?
I mean,
what would you consider?
I don't want to besmirch his name.
His name is already besmirched. I besmirch it daily. I besmirch Michael Jackson's name every day, dude.
Yeah.
I just think it's like,
he's the king of popping kids.
Yeah, dude, and it is wild because like every now and again I'll see a thing on YouTube where it is somebody like trying to reopen the trying to clear his name again. It's like, dude, just let it go.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, as much as like Prince isn't gay or straight,
sure.
Like the fact that Michael Jackson had sex with kids doesn't bother me.
Can you tweet that next? Can that be your new tweet?
I don't like. I
put that out.
I don't hold it against him. Like, do you expect him to not be fucking kids when you saw him?
Like I said, I will say this, and it's not in defense of Michael Jackson. What it is Michael Jackson. There are three people in this world that like I can pick out of my head right away that I'm like, the reason they're like this is because they never had a normal life whatsoever. Number one, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is the way Vince McMahon is because Vince McMahon never had a normal life. All the things, all the quirks, all the bullshit that Vince McMahon has, it's because Vince McMahon is not a normal person because he's never had a normal life. Okay. Number two, Donald Trump, not a normal guy whatsoever. Never had a normal life whatsoever. All the crap that he says, all the things and the way that he thinks and operates, it's because he's just not a normal fucking guy. And then number three is Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson was doing Michael Jackson shit, I think you have to take in consideration his terrible childhood, everything leading up to that. Like, I mean, just right away, any adult man that buys a ranch with a fucking giraffe is a red flag right away. Like, come on. Any man, straight man buying a giraffe, that's the gayest animal you can buy. Straight up.
Oh, I mean,
straight up. On your ranch.
Right now, I can't disagree with that. I'm gonna have to agree.
Try and disagree.
Yeah,
you can't. And it's like when people are like, "Yeah, he hangs around kids." I'm like, "Yeah, that should be also another red flag." But when you're like, maybe he just never had a childhood. It's all this stuff. It's like,
yeah, Michael Jackson is red flag.
Very much so. That was his actually latest album that he put. That was the one he tried to put out that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted red flag. But I also think it's like when people are like, yeah, man, he never had a childhood. I'm like, yo, I had a childhood and I never thought about fucking my friends. I never thought about being like, yo, let's have a sleepover and let's like see who can blow each other the hardest. I don't know.
Yeah, nah, it never came up.
Never came out. Never came up in a conversation. But I do think it's like, something like that, Michael Jackson, people are still trying to be like, yo, we got to clear his name. I'm like, you don't. You really?
I don't think it needs to be cleared.
It doesn't need to be cleared. Yeah. What are you gonna? What is clearing his name gonna do?
What is it gonna do?
Nothing.
We're still like Michael Jackson's music is still played at like basketball, like NBA basketball.
Without
games.
A doubt.
Like nobody's shunning Michael Jackson's music.
No one.
Like I don't listen. R. Kelly, he's fucked up. That's a fucked up person.
Did you hear about the Diddy thing now? Did you hear about P. Diddy now?
I don't know yet.
So apparently but
because I am the source of all black.
Yeah, when I was saying, I was like, did you hear about that?
Yeah,
Dude,
I know almost all of it at all times.
Apparently, The Game came out recently and said that P. Diddy, like, as much as R. Kelly is like a bad guy and P. Diddy's a bad guy, Jay-Z is also a terrible like groomer for all these young artists coming up. And apparently the Game had said that Diddy had like tried to get him to become like Diddy's personal fuckboy, which is also crazy as shit. Like I never, like when I hear about all this stuff getting exposed, I'm like, I wonder if this happens anywhere.
That's the most dangerous game. The Game is like 6'4".
Yeah, I know.
That's a wild proposition.
But it's also one of those things where Diddy's like, yo, look at all my power. Look at all my fame.
That is a
and
flex.
success." Yeah. I mean,
That is a flex.
apparently like Diddy was like buying this dude like Rolexes and just jackets and money and shoes and cars and shit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like, at that point, the Game wasn't even like signed to a record label yet.
Actually, I'm going to say this because if I had enough money that I could have my own personal fuckboys, nobody under 6'7".
Oh, you want to, yeah.
Yeah, power forwards only. I want all post up players.
Dude, that would be like me trying to fuck Shaq. Like, just like being like, you know what I need?
Yeah.
The biggest man. And he's not fucking me.
No, God no. I'm not gay.
I'm not gay.
I'm just rich and powerful.
I just want to have the biggest man I've ever seen in my entire life. Just be like, I guess so.
Yeah.
Just like crying. I would make Shaq wear mascara.
Yo, dude, just like watching Shaq go, okay.
Having Shaq come back from a basketball game and smack his butt, like, get in the shower. Get in there. I'm not fucking no dirty boy. Get your ass clean up. And then it's like, yo, was I gay for making Shaq suck my wiener? I hope he's listening. I don't think that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great to get Shaq on here and just talk to Shaq about how I thought about having sex with his
I hope he
dad.
leaves a message.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would be sick.
Yeah, put that
Man.
number up there for Shaq.
Yeah,
real quick
thank
so
you,
he can call
Shaq. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
dude. And then, like, Shaq's the type of guy that, like, again, there are certain celebrities, like, you know, people are like, yo, it's like I was in his presence and I didn't know what to do. If Shaq was like, I'm going to punch you in the face, I think I would let Shaq punch me in the face. Would you? Is there any celebrity you would just be like, yo, get a free one. Get a fair one, dude. Get fucking none? No one.
Nah.
Not even if you celebrated their, like, martial arts career or action career.
Nah, man, it's too risky.
Really?
It's too any free punch could knock you straight out.
Straight up.
Yeah.
But then again, like if Van Damme was like, yo, I'd be like, yo, kick me in the head, dude. Bloodsport, kick me in the head. I would totally do it. If he was just like free Van Damme kicks.
Yeah, but you also have extra dense bones. Like,
Sure.
I'm a bird bone human being. Like Van Damme would kick me and my head would explode. Like I'd have to
But
get
then
like part
again,
of my
that would
skull.
also be the coolest thing.
Dude, I have to get part of my skull removed.
Dude, I would celebrate your death so much. Like, yo, Sidney went out. He was at that point getting 6 boners a day. And at some point in time, Van Damme kicked him in the skull so hard that his head came apart. And you know what? That's the way he wanted to go. I would
Yeah.
just say everything. That would be a power move at any funeral. Just saying it was the way he wanted to go.
Here's the deal, Shane. I have kids, man. I can't be getting knocked
All right.
out with kids.
You know what, man? Stop throwing that.
You can't, but you
phase.
can't listen. I have a son,
But you don't think your son would want to see you get kicked in the head by Van Damme?
dude. I cannot get knocked out while like I have. It's too late. My son's 11 years old. I cannot get knocked out. I can't happen.
Sure. Yeah, that is actually that is very real.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't take. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be a point in time where like your son becomes conscious enough to be like, yo, dad could get knocked out. Like nobody wants to see that.
If I only had daughters, it would be different because then I'd get up and then they'd be like, "Oh, well, dad was the bigger man." You know, he was able
Sure.
to walk away from that.
Yeah.
But I can't have my son
Watching.
at my funeral, like
Yo.
looking at my dead body, like fucking pussy,
Dude.
No, I would think my dad ruled if it. I was like,
if he was just knocked out by Van Damme.
yeah, I'd be like, holy shit,
Yeah, but
that's so sick.
Yeah, I think
but did your dad wake you up every morning and be like, "Son, nobody could ever knock me out"?
That's true. My dad has never said that. My dad has never
I
said.
think that's the only thing I say to my son.
Yeah. Before you leave the house, you just say it. Like, no one can ever knock me out. It's like, that's your I love you. You don't say anything else.
Yeah, and he's like, Dad, no one will ever knock me out too.
You write it in cards.
Yeah.
It's like no one ever knock me out.
But hey, before we get too far away from this, when you were saying that you would have to have Shaq shower before fucking him,
Yeah.
what about a dirty girl? How do you feel about sexing a dirty girl?
So it depends on what they did beforehand. Like so one chick I did date, and it was the weirdest fucking thing. Like looking back on it, I don't know if because I was talking to Sam Buck about like kinks and shit, and I don't know if it's a kink, but there was I dated a chick who worked for the post office.
Okay.
And there would be times where she would come home from work like in July or August.
Yeah.
Now the car, like those postal trucks have no ventilation, have no air conditioning, and they can reach degrees of like 106. They're disgusting as fuck. And she would come over my place after work, and she would also like her face was like beet red, her hair would be frizzy from just like in this.
I just got a boner.
This oven.
I don't consider this
I
unsolicited.
swear to God, she'd be like, I'm so fucking disgusting. And she would walk past me to go to the kitchen to get like something to drink.
Kinda
And
waft that by me, girl?
That's
You wafting that by me?
dude. I was like, don't
What you
watch
trying
that.
to do to me?
Don't
What you trying to do
ever.
to
I was
me?
like, get over here.
Dude, I love me
You
some sweaty
fucking
tits.
foot. I was like, get over here.
Dude, I love some swamp tits.
Dude, everything about her was
Bring
swamp.
them over.
Dude, she was the fucking Everglades. That
man.
fucking everything was like, yo, there's a fucking alligator in there. This is gross. But I was all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain women that smell way, and again, I guess it's all pheromones.
Yeah.
I guess it's all biology and shit like that. But there are also women that I've smelled that like, yo, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, dude.
What is that?
I mean, sometimes like, after jiu-jitsu before Ansley takes a shower, I'm like, let me get a taste of them tits.
Yeah, that's got to be hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You're not just getting that's other women. That's a combination of women.
It's also a combination of men too, but that's
all right.
neither here nor there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, if I saw a woman rolling around with another woman in like competition, I'd be like, ooh. And then I'd be like, yo, I've got a little bit of you, a little.
Wait to sample them.
What is that? Is that Michelle? Oh, who's that? Who is it? Sure, it's gonna ruin my relationship in the long run. Me talking about smelling, I was like, I only like when you wrestle her because I can get her pheromones off. It's like, yo, I like when you wrestle
That's a
her.
smorgasbord.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm not cheating, but
Smorgasboobs.
oh, dude, you know what would be a good category? Smorgasporn. Why doesn't that happen?
That's got to happen.
Pornhub, get on smorgasporn?
Dude, I was just talking to my wife about this today. In my lifetime, I'm 43 years old. I don't think I've consumed more than an hour of porn.
In a sitting?
In a lifetime. In a cumulative lifetime.
Sidney, I love you. I love you. There's no way that's true.
It's true, Shane.
There's no way that's fucking true.
I didn't.
When did you start watching porn? When was it?
I technically haven't started watching porn. I've never. I missed the cutoff because when I was young, I lived in a house with too many. I lived in a house with 11 people in the house.
Okay, that's
there was
a lot.
no privacy.
Sure.
There was no way for me to ever take in visual porn, like video porn.
Okay.
And by the time I went to college, I had never really watched porn, so it was like it didn't do anything for me at that point. I was all imagination, and
that's just, you know what? You know how you were bitching earlier about VR goggles? You don't need them. Stop bitching about it. You clearly don't need VR goggles. The only reason for VR goggles is to watch wild ass porn.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. You know what? Actually, that's what would make your head blow up.
Yeah.
Not a kick from Van Damme. You'd see a gape video on VR goggles and fucking you die.
You need to add me to that list of people that have not had a normal life.
That is very, very not normal.
Yeah.
No Woods porno, Ethan?
No.
We grew up in the same area. There was Woods porno everywhere,
I've
dude.
seen picture porn, like JPEG porn. But even if I added in the amount of times that I have searched JPEG porn,
Man,
it doesn't go over an hour and a half.
I try to think about how much porn I've consumed today. And It's probably about an hour. It's probably not. Like, I'm trying to think about like how much it's like, man, you're making me feel bad or weird.
I've only been to Pornhub 4 times, and only 2 of those times did I ever click on a video.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, dude, it's just it never took. Like porn never took.
So wait,
me.
you went and you're like, what's this all about? And then you saw the screen. You saw the whole like all
read the categories a couple times. So 2 times I went and just read categories and came in my pants immediately.
Yes. All right.
And then another time I clicked on some interracial porn.
Hot.
And then I was having difficult. It was like it wasn't buffering properly. Okay. So I was like, fuck this shit. And then I got a better computer. And then one time I went and clicked on a video. And then under that video was another video. I clicked on that video.
Okay.
And that's the most Pornhub experience I've ever had.
That is, man, that is bizarre to me.
Yeah, my Ansley thinks it's my most serial killer trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say yes. As an adult man, only viewing 10 minutes of porn lifetime is very... That's like almost like untrustworthy.
Yeah, it's diabolical.
Yeah, that's I don't like.
It's like,
like what is wrong with your brain, dude?
Yeah.
Get desensitized to some gaped butthole already. God damn it. That,
you know what? But in the limited time that I've viewed video porn, gaped but like even slightly calibrated wide buttholes really bum me out.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because the only reference point for a butthole has been mine this whole entire time, and I feel like mine's high and tight. Yeah, I've seen my own butthole.
That's the most serial killer thing about you. Adding it into it is like, I've seen my own butthole, but I've only watched 10 minutes of porn lifetime. All of that is crazy.
It's all been my butthole.
I've masturbated to my own butthole more. We got fucking phone calls. God
all right, let's get
damn it.
Let's get it.
That is ridiculous. I've never seen my own butthole. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So I got a question. You ever fucking a girl from the back, look down, see some brown marks around her butthole? What do you do in that situation? Fuck her up? Finish her? Or you let her know? Let her clean up and finish the job in a little bit? Thanks. Have a good one. Yo, Shane, it's your dude Burnsy here.
Hold on. Dude, this is I was like, all right, later. I love that's why, dude. I love just that guy. That was burning enough in his mind where he's like, I just gotta get it out. I just gotta say this. Do you stop when you see some poop marks on a girl's butthole?
What are you gonna do? Wipe her butt? What do you stop?
I mean, there's only been one time where I have honestly like stopped, and like we did have a good laugh about it because it was very funny. And looking back on it this day, I'm like, I really don't know how it happened. But we were fucking around and like I was on top of her, didn't see anything. And then like I turned her over and we were messing around. And I don't know how, but I guess in the process of wiping her butt, she had gotten like a piece of toilet paper in her butthole and then pulled it and it ripped. So she had like a little like fucking streamer coming out of her butthole. And I remember seeing it like
confetti. Confetti
but it was a long stream of fucking toilet paper. And I just like kept going, but like every time I would like smack up against her butt, it would like flip up a little bit. And I was like, this is too funny. I can't not say anything. And then I did. And she got real embarrassed for a second. And then she was like, what do you mean? And then I took a picture of it on my phone and I showed her, and then we both had a good laugh.
Okay.
She got it out. Yeah. I think that's best case scenario. I think women, if they're not really into butt stuff, then that means they're not really into like poop. Or like they think that like, you know, poop is gross or weird or blah, 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 blah. And like, if you start bringing up poop, during sex, sex is over. So you got to pick
Okay.
and choose your battles.
I'll jot that down.
Honestly, if you see like something going on back there, the worst thing you could say, unless they're all right, unless they're mature enough, unless they have a handle on the situation, if you're like, yo, there's poop going on back here, you could railroad the entire, not only the entire fuck sesh, future fuck sesh you fuck it all up.
So I can't recall whether or not I've ever seen, like poop in the apparatus, right? But there have been there was a girl I used to
Poop in the apparatus.
Can that be the name of this podcast episode?
Poop in the apparatus is like, yeah, there's a fly in the ointment. There's poop in the apparatus. Poop in the apparatus. ma'am, you have a, I don't know how to put this. You have a little, poop in the apparatus. Poop in the apparatus.
But wait, so one time I was having sex with the girl from the back,
Yeah.
and her underwear were next to us on the futon.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah, and there were streaks in her underwear. And then after we were done having sex, she kind of like started to lean to like lay down, and I grabbed her hip and like picked her back up. I did it, and I was like, we gotta hurry up and go. We gotta get out and go, go to class and stuff. And but I didn't know what was gonna happen if she like rested that butt on my futon, and there was no sheet on it. Do you know what I mean? So it would have been on the futon.
The whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and I couldn't afford that.
No, dude, that's where you get those Tide pens.
Yeah,
you just you get rid of all that.
Yeah,
those Tide pens rule, dude.
I can't have you transferring poop from the apparatus to my futon.
It's kind of like, I've always said, like, the biggest thing to do, like, if there ever is a situation with poop, especially with a lady, because again, like, if it happened to me, I'd be wildly embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, my whole thing is like, yo, like, she's never going to stop talking about this. I'm going to be the butt of jokes. Like, people are going to know. But my whole thing is, if it happens with a chick, it's like, yo, just everything's cool. I try to be as zen as possible.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, don't worry about it.
But you seem like a guy who has done anal sex before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally, I've never put my penis in the
10
apparatus.
minutes of porn lifetime, looks at his own butthole and never had it. You know what?
Well,
this is like the bedwetting.
I can't listen. I'm not taking this by myself. So when I looked at my butthole, Ainsley, my wife and I, we realized one time that we've never seen our buttholes. So we looked at our buttholes together. We looked at our buttholes together.
That's a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's marriage shit that I don't know anything about.
I hate that I had to dox her for that. But
well, now that I know. Honestly, it almost absolves you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were just like, I only looked at my own butt, like I was just like scoping it. No, with no problem. There was no problem going on. I just wanted to see my own butthole. But if your wife's like, I've never seen my butthole, if you guys are like, oh my God, together.
We put one of those long mirrors on the floor.
On the floor? And did you look at each other in the eye?
We were standing face to face.
I knew it.
And we were both doing like the Asian squat to like see our own buttholes. Yes, we've done that.
Dude, I wish that...
We've been together for 24 years.
Yeah.
We're going to look at each other.
Honestly, that's better than wedding vows. Honestly, if you did that at the altar, just looking at each other's butthole, it's just like, now you know.
Yeah, those are our rings.
That's pretty good. An exchanging of rings. Yo. But I've had sex with a woman's butthole. There's been some poop in the apparatus a couple of times. But when that happens, you can't be like, I don't think I've ever been like, oh, like it would have to be something so crazy to have happen.
I'm not trying to get too descriptive about my own penis, but like I have a mushroom cap on the top of it. I have a deep ridge. and if I put my penis in
You
a
think
butt,
it's going to be like
I'm
a
going to be
shovel.
pulling.
So that's the way
Yeah.
penises are supposed to be shaped.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. It's like, because like back when, before chimps went on menopause. It's full circle, Danny. That's what I do. Before chimps went on menopause, the whole thing was like the penis being shaped like that was so if like another chimp nuts in one chimp, your dick can go in there and pull it all out.
Yeah, it was competitive.
It was competitive
Yeah.
comment, dude. So I get what you're saying, and yeah, if you're drilling, you're gonna hit oil. It depends. A lot of the times I've found out
I'm gonna pull out some of that crude.
it's gonna be whale cream. But apparently, women who are and if they're, I found out if you fuck a chick in the butt and nothing happens, that means they knew they were gonna get fucked in the butt.
They douche their butt.
They douche their butt. They do an enema and get everything out of there. I found this out very recently. If you fuck a chick, let's put it this way, fellas, if you fuck a chick in the butt, that means she wanted it in her butt like unprepared. That means you were doing a good job. She was like, yo, let's see if this can go.
Well, that also means that she was like, yeah, Shayna wants the butt.
I mean, I've never been like, yo, let me get it in that butt. I've never demanded.
Shayna?
I know I look like I demand butt. I do not demand.
If there's ever been a guy that looks like he demands the butt, just off sight, like on sight, that guy wants the butt.
Look. If
also Danny.
Danny definitely, dude.
Danny, you look like you want the butt.
Danny, you look like Rick Rubin with that gold chain. With your leg.
That's what I'm going for now.
Yeah. Danny looks like he has knuckle tattoos. It's like on one hand it says gimme, on the other hand it says that butt.
With his leg propped over there, just like, yeah, I demand butt.
Yeah, can we get a picture of that real quick?
Excuse me, can I demand butt? Oh man, yeah. I don't think I've never demanded butt, but it has happened. I've been in a situation where like I didn't think I was gonna get any butt, but like they're just like, yo, put it in that butt. Now, there was one time I fucked a chick in the butt and nothing happened, and it wasn't until later because we had a fling for a little bit. She had told me that like she had douched her butt, she had gotten ready for anal sex, but it wasn't completely on the table.
Yeah.
It was like, maybe if I feel like it, if I don't, it's like, rather have it, not need it, and need not have it. That whole type of thing. She was just ready to go.
Yeah.
Whether or not it happened. Other women I've had sex with their butt, they've just been like, yo, put it in there. And more times. Is there an added sense, like why do that? I think it's more like, just like, yo, it's just hot, dude.
Seems rude.
I don't know.
I feel like women don't know what's best for them, and I feel like if a woman requests that you put it in her butt, you have to be a gentleman and be the one to be like, no.
It
you like
seems
bop her,
rude.
you bop her on the nose with a newspaper.
How dare you?
No.
Your pussy's not. I'm not good enough for the pussy.
Yeah.
No, in my head, it's like, yo, they just want me in another spot. It's like, yo, they're just like, yo, get it all.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, yo, that's sick. That I'm allowed in all the gates.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like you know what it is? It's like being in a mansion, and like some doors are locked in like this beautiful mansion, and like, yo, you got in the front door.
What room in a mansion is equivalent to the butthole?
The study, without a doubt. The study where there's like a fucking miser there with a glass full of brandy. And like you've just been like in the because I in my head I think the pussy's the kitchen.
I'm thinking unfinished basement.
I was thinking sunroom,
See?
That's the mouth, Danny.
Dude, he was thinking like, yeah, that's somewhere where they want to be. That's for them.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, it's for them. Like in my head, in the butthole, I picture a brown patent leather couch. You know what I mean?
Can't disagree with that.
A brown patent leather couch, and I picture like a very beautiful woman holding a very nice drink. Like, what's going on here? Like, my penis shows up in the study, and then they're in their head like, how did you get in here? And it's like,
no, I'm thinking dank unfinished basement with a like mold problem.
Yeah, There's conscious mice in
Yeah.
there, just like, what are you doing?
like your shoes get dirty when you go down there. You come up.
The butthole's
Yep.
the mud room.
Yeah, you basically have shoes for the basement.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see that's where you and I differ.
Okay.
You know what that is? That's a man who's only watched 10 minutes of porn lifetime. That's what that is. Holy shit. Other than that, back to your question. No, you don't. I would say you only address it if it needs to be addressed. If it's not a problem, don't make anybody feel.
Yeah, but here's the deal: when you have that, when you are hitting a woman from the back and she's got poop in the apparatus, right? As you are stroking, it's like moving towards you.
I mean, that again, it depends. I don't think he was saying if there's like a
It's like a slow lava flow.
If there's a whole nug,
Yeah.
If there's a whole nug, that's a different thing. But if there's just like shrapnel,
like a glacial
Yeah.
mudslide, like a very slow
well, then
mudslide
that's a
coming
different. That's a
towards-
different thing. That
Yeah.
needs to be addressed because if poop gets in the vagina, then everything's
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta never talk to her again.
That's a bad scene.
Yeah.
That's a bad scene. But like if it's just like, you ever seen a scuff on like on a floor?
Mm-hmm.
If it's just a scuff of poop,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you don't need to address that.
Like somebody was wearing hard sole shoes.
Yeah. There was not a chaperone at that gym. You know what I mean? There was nobody keeping eyes on it. Holy shit! What's the next what's the next message?
Yo, Shaner, it's your dude Bernsey here.
What's up?
Listen, my doctor tells me I need to chill on the cigarettes and the McDonald's and, sound medical advice, sure. Problem is he's 400 pounds, and so he's got, tits bigger than my old lady. He's waving these heavy naturals around and giving me medical advice. I don't know if I should listen to this pig and give up the cigs, or should I just, physically best him in the waiting room? Maybe hold him down, titty fuck him a little bit. What am I looking at, 4 or 5 months in jail? Be a perfect way to quit the cigarettes. Well, yeah, I figured that out. Never mind. I appreciate you, man. Sometimes all I got to do is say it out loud. Well, have a good one, bud.
Yeah.
You know what I also appreciate about these calls is you can hear them working this out in their
Yeah,
head. Like,
yeah.
maybe I should. You know
Yeah.
what? I don't even need to ask this question anymore. I answered it myself.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I appreciate.
First of all, cigarettes matter way more in jail. They're a currency.
Without a doubt.
They're a form of currency.
Because if you don't have those cigarettes, ironically, you will be pinned down and titty fucked.
Exactly.
You will be pinned down and titty fucked in jail.
Yeah.
It is weird. It is. I always did find that dynamic a little odd. Because, like, I remember when I was, like, wrestling, we had a coach that was very clearly out of shape. Mm-hmm. And he was barking to do this, to do that, run these, like, suicides, drills that we would do. And I did find, I was like, yo, you couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. You would never be able to, all these things would kill you, yet you're expecting me to do it. And in a way, I think that I remember being like, yo, I will do it. Like, you fucking piece of shit. Like, I'll show you that I can do anything. It's almost like a reverse psychology type of thing that I think happens.
So I'm gonna first of all, R.I.P. Egypt. I learned a very important lesson from a guy in Atlanta when I was in Atlanta. His name was Egypt. He was a comedian.
Damn.
He was much older than we were at the time.
Much like Egypt.
Exactly. He was actually named Kemet. It was ancient Egypt. It was Kemet.
It's Ramses.
Yeah. So
Sick.
we were outside of a show and he was smoking cigarettes. And probably the most haggard looking homeless person you would ever see was walking by us as Egypt started lighting up that cigarette. And he was like, those things will kill you. No, that's not what he said. He goes, those things are bad for your health, and kept it moving. And Egypt took a puff and was like, yeah, he right. And he put the cigarette out, right? And then somebody was like, why are you going to listen to him? And Egypt said, right answers can come from anywhere.
That is true.
Right?
Right answers can come from anywhere.
You don't want to be the person ignoring the right answer just because of where it came from.
Yeah. All right. However, it is harder to accept. It is harder to accept the ugly truth from an unattractive person. That's why we have the anchors on the news.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever watched the news, you know why they're all hot? It's because it's easier to get the hard truth from a beautiful person.
Yeah, but you don't know that that doctor probably doesn't give a fuck.
I know,
Like,
and
he's at the doctor because he gives a fuck,
sure.
right?
I get what you're saying, but I also think like if I was going to a doctor who was going to give me, and then again, I'm more of I trust any doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of person, if I go to a doctor, I don't care what they look like. If they're going to help me, I could give a flying fuck. And in fact, if I went to a doctor who's like, yo, your head, like with a head injury, and a doctor had like a scar from a wild head injury, I'd be like, yeah, dude, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's fair.
Then again, if I went to a doctor and he's like, you need to get in shape, and he's a fat tub of shit, part of me would think if this is like the ghost of Christmas future.
But it also goes
You know?
the other way because a lot of times people ask me for fitness advice and I'll tell them something and they're like, well, that's easy for you.
Sure. But I would, I don't know. If I'm asking for advice and I got it, I wouldn't be like, of course that's what you say. It's like, I'd just be like, yeah, okay. I went out of my way in asking for it. That's the other thing too, is if you're going out of your way to go to a doctor, and regardless of what your doctor looks like, you went out of your way to see this guy who's like, do this or that. But if I was a doctor who was also fat as shit, giving somebody like, you know, the way to take care of their own problems or their own issues, I'd be like, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Is this what you want?
Look at what I look like. That's what I'm saying. I would be more like, this is what you want to become. It's like when the guy shows up at your school. We had a guy for a whole teen smoking thing show up in my middle school with a fucking hole in it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That guy right there was like, don't be like me. I'd be like, yo, that guy.
That doctor should be like, dog, you eat how I eat.
Yeah, look at me.
This is what you want?
Dude, I can't stop. I'm beyond the I'm here to warn you. I think it's like, I mean, every doctor, if they ever said to me like, yo, you need to stop doing this or this will happen.
So this reminds me of a story. It's kind of on track, but hear me out, right? So when Ansley was first pregnant with my son, we were looking for like the proper OBGYN to go to have her, that this is going to be her OBGYN for the whole 9 months, right? And we went to this one doctor and she was a little spherical lady, right? she was like the chicken Willy Wonka that ate the blueberry.
Yeah, she was Miss Pac-Man. Is basically what you're saying.
Basically, she was absolutely Miss Pac-Man.
Fantastic.
Right? And so she's sitting behind her desk, and we're sitting on the other side of the desk, and she has to ask all these orientation questions. And one of the questions she's asking while I'm in the room, she goes, "At home, are you threatened or physically abused at home?"
Oh, yeah.
And that made me uncomfortable because I was like, listen.
But you were standing there when she asked that question?
Well, we were sitting, but yeah, we were in the room. I was like, and I immediately was like, you can't ask that question while I'm in the room. Do you always ask this question while the guy's in the room? That doesn't make any, like, Shayna, it was just, if I was, I don't know if you know this about me, but I get in a lot of arguments at grocery stores and stuff with cashiers and things.
Sidney, you know what? It speaks volumes.
Okay, yeah. So it was like I was arguing
like
with the fucking Target manager. Like, she lost all her prestige as a doctor in that moment. And I'm like, is this what you do? You do this all the time?
Yeah.
Like, you're probably sending people into an abusive situation
Sure.
as soon as they leave this room. And she goes, I doubt it. I have my ways. And as Shayna, I swear to God, I said to her, I was like, what are you talking about? You have your ways. Like, what if I was an abusive person and you said that and that set me off right now? And she was like, trust me, it wouldn't be a problem. And I go, lady?
You arguing with a pussy doctor is the funniest. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, dude. And I didn't technically, I mean, I'm glad she didn't consider this a threat because I did threaten her. I did threaten her. I go, lady.
Fantastic.
I go, lady, you're fat and she's pregnant. I'd kick both your asses. What are you doing? And then I go, and I said, Ansley, we're leaving. This can't be our doctor. This cannot be our doctor. And we got up and left. And like, I wonder if she was like, I wonder how she was like, when I left the room, if she was like, yeah, he's abusive.
Yeah, she was like, I need to call the police right now. That would have been funny if she did tell you, she's like, yeah, just gauging your reaction. Like, it wasn't a real question.
That's basically what she was saying.
And you failed that. You failed it.
Dude, it pissed me off.
You failed
so much.
So hard. And you know what actually would have been her her ace in the hole is if she said, is there a point where you are abused in the relationship? And then you went off. And she was like, the question was actually for you. Like, she was like, I was actually trying to see if your wife was the abuser. You fucking like. I think we need to call protective services right now.
I think we all know that my wife is the abuser.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We all know that that's the case.
She made you look at your own butthole. You didn't even want to do it. She was like, I have never seen my butthole. You're looking at your butthole too. Man, that would be a power move. And you know what? I would probably, if I was married and I loved my wife enough and she was like, we're looking at our buttholes together and we're doing it now, I probably would do it. I probably would do it.
How would, dude, if you're willing to stick your dick in her butthole but not look at your buttholes together, that seems odd.
You know what would be the worst though? Say you've seen your wife's butthole. You know, you've seen your wife's butthole.
I've been there.
Great. You've seen that apparatus.
Yeah. I've been around the apparatus a few
You've seen
times.
that apparatus. Say, like, I've never seen my butthole. I haven't. The craziest thing would be like, yo, if you saw your wife's butthole at the same time you saw your butthole, and your butthole was just objectively better looking, how devastating would that be?
You didn't think I left that scenario thinking that my butthole was better? Everything you know about me.
I know you.
You thought I left that butthole like, man, her butthole's so much better than mine.
It's like,
yeah. It was like, dude, I left like this. Two fingers in the
I was
air.
gonna say, I bet you took a piece of paper and put it up to your butthole like a fucking
dude. It was so
ink
tight.
swap.
I had such a tight. It was like it was like the airlock doors on a spaceship. It was so tight.
It was a perfect butthole.
Yeah. I felt very good about it.
Well,
man.
that was wait. Was this before? Was this before or after? How many kids did you guys have at this point?
Oh, none. It was before.
This was before
it was
kids?
before pregnancy.
This is before pregnancy.
Yeah.
And your butthole was still tighter than hers?
Listen, I'm not saying it was tighter. I just think mine was objectively better. They were both pretty good buttholes, if I had to say. But I think like if I think mine would make less of a whistle. I think compared to mine, she had a whistler.
So the new serial killer rules are less than 10 minutes of porn.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? That was less than 10 minutes of porn? And then what the fuck was the other?
You're the one making these rules.
I know, but I'm trying to remember the two. But I will say another one is if you think you're a butthole narcissist.
I do already like the idea that mice are conscious and I'm murdering conscious mice.
That's just everything about you. You know what's funny? Because everyone's like, Shaner's such a creep. I was like, did you listen to anything that Sidney said?
Yeah. So I've been very closeted about my creepiness the whole time that I was under the influence of marijuana because I was like,
and now it's coming out, dude.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care that people know. Get it out there. Put it out there.
I like that you are very confident now about, that just shows that marijuana is a little bit safer than we always thought. This has been the End Podcast with Ryan Shaner. Sidney, thank you so much for being on the fucking show. Make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. We will address any comment, question, concern, or even poop swash things that you have going on. And be sure to be at Gull & Company. Wait, this will come out before is it Gull & Company for the New Year's Eve show. We got all the boys coming out for Good Boy Comedy. It's going to be fucking amazing. Make sure you be there. Be there or be spared. It'll be a fucking amazing show. We're going to switch it over to Patreon, and thank you so much.